bug suit, but I'm in the bush and it is extra buggy today. Black flies aren't too bad, but it's really the mosquitoes. But where I am right now is the area that I was talking about. It's kind of where we thought we found a garden. So if I turn around, house and shop are over there, and I'm kind of working from the front to the back because I did find a path. And after my husband spoke to the neighbor, it's confirmed that there were gardens in here that the previous owner's late wife took care of. Apparently she had gardens everywhere. So maybe even into the summer and fall I might be finding things, which could be pretty cool. So come summer and fall, it'll be like a spot the flower to see if you can find a garden. So working my way back, I've definitely found some red dogwood. The thing that I thought was a honeysuckle might actually be a snowberry, now that the leaves are coming in a little better. But right now I'm just focusing on this front little area here and going through, cleaning some stuff out and getting the path clear again, seeing what I find. So neatening this front area up. And then the area past that, I'm really just going to go through, pull out all the dead stuff. And if I recognize any plants that I know are sun-happy plants, so they won't be too happy in the bush or anything, because obviously it's grown over, it hasn't been maintained for a little bit, I'm going to be digging them up, putting them in pots, and putting them in a sunny spot in the backyard to kind of get them happy, see if I can get them to flower so I know exactly what they are, and then figure out what to do with them from there. So I just found a patch of what I think are lilies, but it's so shady in here, they're not too happy. And what I'm starting to think is all of these big leaf ferns with the red bottom, I'm thinking those were not planted by her, but maybe like these ones might have been, but I'm getting the impression now that maybe these big ferns are covering stuff on the ground and are actually just taken over the space. So while raking, I'm like, what is this catching on? I thought it was just a tree down here, but that's a peony cage that was tossed in here. You can kind of see I got all of this out, all of that out. Slowly opening up. My main focus is really just to rip out those big thick ferns that I'm 90% sure are just taking over the space, cut out anything dead and get rid of all the leaves. That way it brings more light in, so anything in here that wants to grow, that hasn't started to grow yet, can start to grow. Because, come along here, I know this is a bunch of dogwood, so that's gone crazy, because I found a hedge back there that was dogwood, but I found, we had the lilies back there, found some Solomon seal, I think I found some more lilies over here. So there's bulbs and rhizomes in here, but if it's been left for 2 years and buried under all this, I don't know if some of it will come back, some of it won't, some of it's like permanently dead. But yeah, so get as much light in here as we can. So leaves gone, big fat ferns gone. Just this little area, this back area here. I will probably just go through and pull out the piles of dead stuff and maybe start ripping out some of the ferns. And there was a plant or two that I know I want to pull out and use somewhere else in the garden. So that will be after this. Okay, so when I was working on a little found area, I ended up injuring my shoulder, so I didn't show you how it looked right at the end. So now I'm coming back a couple days, maybe almost a week later, and I'll show you what I got to. Okay, so we've cleared a lot of this out. I've moved my black raspberry over here from the hill over there because that's getting covered with ground elder. So that's going to be another video. I'm going to start dealing with that. But pretty much this hill, I just got basically a bunch of wildflower seeds and dumped them in. You can see we got a bunch of babies of things coming up, so I'm just keeping it watered and see what survives in this area. You can see I didn't take out the big ferns there just yet, and there's still a couple like baby trees I've got to cut out. Have not moved over to this area yet. Might be stealing that for the new garden we're starting. So you can see now here, I've kind of got a path through that kind of zigzags around. So back here I had also planted the ramps. My cousin might be getting me ramp seeds as well. So the idea is we'll probably keep this front area fairly clear, and I can get hopefully ramps to come through here. So I'll be able to get ramps in this area. Sorry, and then ostrich ferns and wild ginger in that area. So you can kind of come through here. Again, baby trees that have got to be cleaned up. All the yard waste. And you can see there's kind of like a little bit of an opening in here. But some big happy ferns. But if I come out, this is all baby dogwood, so I'm probably going to also either dig it up and transplant it or just dig it up and get rid of it. There's some bigger dogwood further in that I might actually dig out and move. This stuff I might just dig out and get rid of. But you can see, so if you come around from the front of the house, there's the little garden there. That's going to be where the fruit is and everything. Got these two trees, you kind of got a path that comes in right here. Still got to get rid of a couple baby trees, thin them out, or even transplant some of them because we noticed some trees are dead. So my husband and I are even contemplating maybe digging some of these up and planting them out there to replace the ones that are dying. So in the next couple years they'll swap. And oh, there's some sedge in there. I found a couple of those around. I was looking for that sedge for our stone garden, which isn't really like my main focus this year, but if I find some more of those, I might move them over there. So now we come through here. So you can see I haven't started that area yet, other than a pile of dead stuff that I'm going to actually start pulling the pile of dead stuff out and putting it in the pathway there. Just to get it out in case it's covering anything. Because then you can kind of see now that I've cut out a lot of the like baby trees that were kind of choking everything out, and I still might cut out a few more. There's some lilies there that now are getting some sunlight. Pretty sure that's some wild raspberries there. Got a little baby maple tree. So I still honestly might thin this out even more a little bit, because also standing here now I'm not getting eaten alive by mosquitoes because there's way more airflow, and all the leaf piles are out over there. So step one. And then yeah, in here, just because I'm going to want to focus on some of the ground elder, I can already see all the freaking bugs. I can kind of see like a couple maybe possible pathways through and everything. So eventually, yes, I do want to get this area the same as this area, for like a little walk for kind of secret garden area. But this is not going to be the priority this year anymore. Oh, and I think I see some Virginia creeper there, which I did actually find on some of the trees too. So I got to do research into those. I'm not 100% familiar with them. The wild grapes I've been pulling out because those have been choking and killing a lot of the trees. But I want to see if I can leave those or not. But yeah, so I'll eventually be clearing this out. But this year it'll just be a matter of, you can see a pile there. Going through, you can see I've got a pile of some dead stuff there. There's some dead trees. Pretty much anything that's dead, I'll pull out because that'll help lighten things. Oh yeah, lots of mosquitoes because of all the stuff in here. Woo! I'm just going to be kind of like spot the color while I'm coming through here. So if I see any flowers or anything that oh goodness, yes, all the mosquitoes, that I can use somewhere else, or even that might perhaps need more light than it's getting. You can see this has become a giant thing of ferns because I know right back there somewhere there's a bunch of flowers. Those will be dug up. So also later today I'm just going to pop in on the other side, grab some dogwood. I found some sedums in there, some irises, I believe some other lilies and tulips. So those I'm going to yank up. I'll probably shock them this year so they won't bloom this year. But then they're out, they're saved, I know they're okay, and they can find a home. But I think this is looking like a pretty good start. Like I said, like you can see they're getting some sun. They're kind of happy there, coming through there. And standing over here, I'm not getting attacked by mosquitoes. The second I go over there, that's a whole other story. Hence why I'm wearing the bug suit. But a little bit more trimming and a little bit more love. Again, cut out a couple more of the baby trees so the trees that are left can get bigger and it'll be a little bit more open. Because some of them were still happy up there. we'll be good to go. Funny, as I was walking back, I found this on the ground. It makes a carpet of color. Okay, that would make sense. Oh, got a little baby plant there. I also might move some of the Solomon seal in here too, because the Solomon seal I've noticed has been attracting a lot of butterflies and hummingbirds. So those guys might get moved in here too. But yeah, as I find these little tags, I've noticed they're not always necessarily in the place they were planted. For example, the oriental poppies over there, I found the tag over here. But I know those were somewhere, so I basically, as I find them, I research them and I see if they were perennials or not. And yes, if they were perennials, cool, I keep an eye out for them. If they're annuals, it gives me an idea for something that maybe I could do.